What's up, guys? My name is Ty Zen. Welcome to the cryptocurrency.market channel. This is a trading, investing, and entrepreneurship channel. In this video, guys, I want to share with you guys another bonehead mistake that I made on my journey to creating wealth, right? Many of you guys know right now I have some really awesome and badass business partners. I got the Honorable Grandmaster, legendary, world-renowned LeonFu.com on one side. You know, he's my business partner. He's the one that handles all the strategic, all the big picture thinking on our team and does all the research for that, of what direction our business needs to go in, you know, how we invest into different cryptocurrencies and stuff like that. And he's like our fundamental analyst on our team. And then I also got my other business partner, David, and he's handling our operations, and he's an badass trader just like myself, right? So Leon does all the fundamental analysis, and then David and I would get in there in the trenches and actually do the trading for our team, you know. So I'm very fortunate, guys, to have these guys, you know, on my team, and to be my business partners and to be my, fellow traders, fellow investors, and things like that. These guys are some of the smartest dudes you'll ever meet in your fucking life, okay? They're very sharp, they're very hardworking, and you know, they have contributed tremendously to helping me grow my portfolio, okay? A lot of the stuff that I share with you guys, you know, is coming from their work and what they do. They just don't like to be on camera a lot, okay? They prefer to just do the research and do the work in the background, okay? Now, here's something that I want to share with you guys, okay? Today, I'm in my mid-40s, right? And I'm able to retire early. I'm in my late 40s now, but I was able to retire in my mid-40s, right? Many of you guys know that I came to America as a Vietnamese refugee, grew up in really poor ghetto-ass neighborhoods in Southeast Texas, and ended up selling drugs, you know, hanging around the wrong people, got arrested, went to prison for nearly 14 years, and came out in my mid-30s and had to rebuild my life all over again. And by the time I was in my mid-40s, I was able to retire and be financially free and retire and do the things I want to in life, okay? And I'm hoping that the mistakes that I made that I share with you on our channel can help you facilitate that process and help you be able to retire early and pursue your dreams instead of working the 9 to 5 and the grind every day and being a slave to the almighty alarm clock every morning, okay? Or get stuck in traffic, sit there for several hours and lose 2 hours, 3 hours of your life every day, especially if you're like in New York or in Los Angeles, right? Traffic is horrible, okay? Or in Atlanta. I think Atlanta is even worse than Los Angeles, okay? But anyways, one of the reasons why I'm able to get to where I'm at today is surrounding myself with very, very intelligent people. And what I didn't realize that when I was growing up in the ghettos, right, is that I always try to look smart and try to sound intelligent and be educated among all my friends, you know, because I come from an Asian background. It's extremely important to the Asian community and the Asian culture that you are seen as a smart, intelligent, educated person. And since I dropped out of high school and I do not have a high school degree or a college degree or any of those degrees like that, right, it was very, very hard to go and try to become wealthy or have success in your life, because when you go to an Asian family and you try to talk to their daughter or something like that, the first thing they ask is, you know, what college did you go to? What's your degree? What kind of job do you do? And so it's like very, you know, being academically intelligent and smart is something that was very, very critical in growing up where I grew up from. You know, for some of you guys that are not Asian, maybe that's not a big deal, but for me, it was a really huge deal. And it's very common, you know, for me and other people around me to grow up, and when we talk to people, we want to sound like we're smart and we're intelligent, we know what to do. And when I was young, you know, I tended to be the most hardworking, the most, you know, studious in school, and the most just everything, you know, because I was not, you know, gifted in math and science. I was not gifted to be very smart when I was born. So when I was growing up, you can say that it's safe to say that I try to overcompensate for that and try to always look smart, sound educated and everything, right? But one of the mistakes that I made was that by trying to be smart become the smartest person or the most educated person among my friends, right? I also realized that that was as far as I could go financially. So when I was among the drug dealers in the ghettos, right? When I was in there, I tended to be more financially successful than the other guys, right? And when I say more financially successful guys, I'm not talking about like hundreds and thousands of dollars, okay? We're just talking about like nickels and dimes here, okay? A few bucks, all right? And so I realized, you know what? If, I'm making this X amount of money, a few bucks, a couple $100, then that's as far as I could go, because the idiots and the dumbasses around me, that's all they knew. So I could not learn from them. I could not pull any knowledge and experience, any mistakes from them, like what you guys are doing from me and my team right now, right? So that was it, and that's why I always trying to push and do things in the ghetto. And what I realized was that it wasn't going very far, because that's all I could do. That's all the knuckleheads around me, including myself. Okay, I'm not innocent of it. I'm a knucklehead too, right? And that was as far as I can go, because the people that I surrounded myself, their intellectual capacity, their education level, their financial education, their street smarts, everything was just, that was it. I couldn't go any higher than that. And it wasn't until I got into arrested for drugs and I went to federal prison in the United States of America that when I got in there, I started hanging around, worst off criminals. And I guess you can say like my criminal behavior and mindset increased, but my education level, my financial education level did not increase, and my ability to look at investments and make accurate decisions and wise decisions or smart or intelligent decisions did not improve. Actually, it went downhill because my body was physically getting older, but mentally it was not getting any more mature and was not getting any more intelligent financially. And that's why even though I was in prison, I was still poor mentally, and I still had a poverty mindset. And it wasn't until halfway through my prison sentence, I served almost 14 years on a 15-year sentence, and halfway through is when I had the big aha and breakthrough moment when many things happened, and I was able to read Anthony Robbins' Unlimited Power book, and that was the first time that I realized that changing my mindset was going to change my life, and that's when I started working on it. And what happened was that when I finally started working on that, I started to notice that when my mindset changed, I started to surround myself with more mature people, more financially intelligent people, and I started to notice that my financial knowledge and my financial education started to increase for the first time in my life. Like, went into my very, very late 20s and early 30s that I started to realize that I had to get educated about money, about how money is made and things like that in order to become wealthy. And so when I came out of prison, I started to realize that, I'm going to make a conscious decision not to hang around with poor ass, broke ass people anymore, and that the people that I hang around with, they better be, if they're older than me, they better be millionaires already, and if they're younger than me, they better have clear signals that they are on track. There's clear signs that they're on track to becoming a millionaire someday. And that's what I did. That's what I did. And what happened was I started to surround myself, and I started to notice that in the beginning, when I first got out of prison and started getting on my feet, the people around me were a little bit better off than I did. So that was good. So it allowed me to catch up to them. But then pretty soon, very, very quickly, because I worked harder, I didn't screw around, I didn't waste my free time watching football and baseball and basketball, the brain killers that most broke people like to watch, I started to get ahead of them, right? And, within a year or two, I realized I was way ahead of them, okay? However, no matter how far ahead I was compared to them, I never made the money that I wanted to. And that's when I started to go around to different workshops, different seminars, and start looking for people that were much smarter than me and much more financially educated than me, so that I can take myself to the next level financially. And when I started hanging around more millionaires, started hanging around more decamillionaire, right? I started to realize that, now I'm able to make, six-figure incomes and things like that. But even then, when I was in the six-figure bracket, I was still only I still had to bust my ass. I was working like 14, 15 hours a day just to make a six-figure income. And even at that point, I looked around me, and even when I was in a position to make $100,000 a year, the guys around me were making $110,000, $120,000, $130,000 a year, and that was it. That was as far as any one of us could go. And even when I worked my ass off 14, 15 hours a day, right, to try to get it to where I can do better, even then I only surpassed the guys that worked around me, my colleagues, by $5,000, $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, and at most $6,000, $7,000 a year. And that was it. I couldn't go any further than that. And I realized that, you know what? I got myself this far to making a low six-figure income, but in order for me to increase it above that and take my trading and my investing to the next level, I had to find guys that were just like even making more money than that. And I constantly strive to do that. And what I started to realize when I started to consistently make more than a six-figure income each year, right? I started to realize that, man, the higher, if I am the smartest guy in my group of friends and my group of colleagues and my group of traders and in the forum or the chat room or anything like that, then that's not a good sign. Like if I'm making $100,000 a year and the guys around, I'm supposed to be the smartest guy, and all I'm making is $100,000 a year, right? Then what happens is that I couldn't go any further, and in order for me to go further, I had to make friends with people, or at least get to know or start paying for mentors that could help me take it to the next level, right? And I remember that the first few times that I met guys that made multiple millions of dollars a year, it really shocked me, because their attitude, the way they looked at the markets, the way they looked at the world, the way they looked at business, everything was completely different than what I thought how you should look at it, okay? The reason why I'm making this video, guys, is I want to share with you guys that when you go out there and wherever financial level that you are currently at right now, if you want to go to the next level, but if you're the smartest guy in your crew, right? If you're the smartest guy in your crew or your circle or your colleagues, then it's time to step away from that, right? And many of you guys, sometimes, a lot of times hear me say that, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. I'm not the smartest dude out there. I'm actually pretty stupid, but I am smart enough to know how to find the right people to hang around with them. Guys like my business partner, LeonFu.com, the Honorable Grandmaster, the great Oracle of crypto. Guys like, David Fong, who is one of the baddest traders you'll ever meet in your life, So to be around guys like that I know are way more intelligent than me, way smarter than me, and can see dry land through muddy waters, I have learned to surround myself. And every time I ask myself, right, when I look at my friends and I see that I'm the smartest guy in the crew, I start to get nervous. I start to get really, really shaky and nervous, because the reason is because I know that means that's as far as I'm going to go. That's as far as I'm going to go. I'm not going to go any farther than this, because if I make a mistake or I run into problems, none of these guys are going to be able to consult with me, advise me on what to do, or show me what to do. Okay? So I hope that this video helps you guys out in knowing that look around at the friends that you have. Like, there's a common saying among the financial world and the personal development world, where people say that you take an average of your 5 friends around you, you are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. And I don't know how true that is. It makes sense. It sounds good, right? It sounds good. I haven't actually sat down to do the math to confirm that or to deny that, but it sounds good, okay? I will agree with that. But I do say this, right? When we grew our portfolio to a certain point, me and Leon did, we actually had to invest money to make friends with lawyers, make friends with high level accountants and CPAs and a bunch of different people to help us, because we couldn't figure out, because among our friends nobody knew, right? And that's why we had to do that. And one thing that I will share with you guys, right, is you can get away with making friends with like $50,000 friends or $100,000 a year friends for free, or with just a beer and some Big Macs or some hamburgers or some barbecue. When you want to make friends or get to know people that are in the 7, 8, 9-figure range, I can assure you guys that it will cost money. Okay, that does not come for free. I hate to break it to you guys, but that does not come for free. Okay, sometimes you got to go out, take people out. It might cost you, $500, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. You never know. But what you do is, a lot of broke people, or even myself, when I was making less money, I thought that was a waste of money. But as you make more money, you realize that that is an investment into meeting people and networking with people and getting to know people that is at a higher level than you do. Okay, like just something as simple as like taxes. Okay, like we're at a point in our portfolio now, like that's like our constant thing. Like we're constantly, like among our team, we have more discussions about taxes than what coins to invest in. Because if we can just save a few percentage points on our taxes, it'll be a lot more profit for us in our pocket than trying to make more money. Okay, so at this point, it's really, really hard to find people that actually understand this stuff and understand how to guide us. And so we have to invest a huge amount. Notice I didn't say spend money, but invest a huge amount of money into finding the right people, like just to find the right law firm to help us with our estate planning and our taxes and stuff inside the US. One of our team members had to invest almost $150,000, over $150,000, okay, in coaching and mentoring from some very, very wealthy people to be able to access the law firms and the lawyers that they were using, so that we can use the same law firms and the same lawyers for our tax to advise us on our taxes and stuff like that. So that was just the cost for him to enter that and be able to find out who the law firm they were using were, and who the taxes and the accountants they were using were, so that we can have access to those names and be able to use those as well. Okay, and you guys might think that, oh, you can just go to any law firm or any tax attorney and they'll be able to figure that shit out. That is not true. Okay, because we went to over 24 tax and real estate, and estate planning attorneys, and none of them knew how to help us with our taxes, for what we were doing with our portfolios. Okay, so don't let the dumbasses and the broke asses around you tell you that. Okay, we went and interviewed like over 24 lawyers between me and the Honorable Grandmaster LeonFu.com before we were able to find, before one of our team members invested the money to go get the right coaching and mentoring from some wealthy people and then they shared it with him, and then he came back and shared it with us. Okay, so I want to end this video by encouraging you guys to look around you, right? Look at your friends, right? And ask yourself, are they the friends that are money-making friends, or are they friends for entertainment and leisure? Okay, if they're for entertainment and leisure, to sit around, watch football with, to smoke weed with, and eat brownies and get high with, and have fun with, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to make life-changing money and life-changing profits, right, you got to find friends that are beyond where you were at. Okay, by several steps, so that they can help you get there. Okay. Speaking of helping you get there, if you are interested in taking yourself and your trading and your cryptocurrency trading and investing to the next level, I highly recommend that you guys go check out our cryptocurrency investing blueprint. It's at www.cryptocurrency.market/blueprint. Get your copy today. In that blueprint, we pretty much share everything that we know about trading and investing in crypto, so that you can get a head start immediately. Okay, get it now, get you a copy, and learn what you need to do before the next bull market. And thanks for watching this video. If you want to follow me, you can follow me on Twitter at HeyTaiZen, and I'll look forward to seeing you guys in a future video. Thank you.